Welcome back to the Basement Boys podcast and this week's free episode. If you want bonus episodes every week, as well as behind the scenes and extra footage, please check our Patreon out down below and support if you can. Regardless, we hope you enjoy this episode and we thank you for watching. The first two episodes have had some problems, but then again, what else would we expect from a podcast as low quality as this? Which, I don't say that to be self-deprecating, I say it just because it's the meme at this point.
Yeah.
We're trying to do this podcast not, purposefully bad, but on a budget, as, both of us are young adults with no money. I'm a college student. I don't know, Zach fell into like a pyramid scheme or something. I don't know why you don't want money. You should have money, right?
I should.
You're not paying $25,000 a year like I am.
I know why I don't have money, but it's just because I'm a dumbass.
I think it's because, for 2 years, you bought every, version of Loot Crate possible. Any subscription box
I bought
that existed.
Only Loot Crate. But that was only, $25 a month, so...
I don't know, man. You were getting a lot of boxes. They weren't subscription boxes.
You're talking about all the shit I ordered on Amazon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Listen.
That was a really sad pause. You paused and I don't like to look at you.
You felt that shit?
Well, I don't like to look at you normally for good reason. And the pause was so long, I looked at you and you were so sad. Your face.
It's because I realized why I ordered so much. Basically, I ordered all this shit on Amazon to make my PC setup and streaming setup better, and I stream not even once a month. So.
But we're holding you to it. I mean, you're doing better.
I already streamed once this month.
You're doing better since episode 1. You've been streaming a little bit more. Now we just got to get that YouTube game up like I mentioned last episode.
Which I should have just forced it upon you the second you got home.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we'll do it after this.
I mean, I'm streaming after this podcast, but you're probably not going to want to stream with me because I'm most likely just going to be doing CSGO Battle Pass challenges. I don't know. Yeah. If you want to join me, you can. I encourage you to, but if not, I understand. Because that game just isn't great right now with the amount of hackers and stuff.
It's especially bad for me because I'm not, even close to moderate at it.
Yeah, but I mean, I could play on my, I'm not even going to say I could play on my Smurf to help you, because that makes me sound bad, I'm purposely lowering my rank to, play better than I actually should be. I have to play on my Smurf to play with you.
Yeah, the ranking systems won't allow us to play together anymore.
My main CSGO account is too high ranked to play with you, so I have to play on a Smurf to play with you, which kind of sucks because I feel like a bad person. But, I can play on my Smurf and we'll have a little bit better chance of winning because you'll be the opposite of Smurfing, which is, worse than your rank. And I'll be above, so it evens out.
I'm actually not ranked, I think, because...
I don't think you are anymore.
I haven't been ranked for so long in CSGO because I don't play competitive. Yeah. And when I do, we don't win.
That's true. I mean...
It's win one competitive match.
I don't know.
Okay, Valve, I understand, but I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I might try to get back into CSGO, though.
It's a bummer. Yeah, I mean, if they fix the hacker situation, I genuinely feel like I could regain that vibe of 2016 CSGO when we played, where we get on and it would be just kind of like a fun,
it was enjoyable the entire
lighthearted,
time
but at the same time competitive experience. But since 2016, the game has only gotten more toxic and more hacker filled, especially since they made it free to play, because now hackers can just make
endless accounts.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping they update their anti-cheat system. Because it's bad when, games like Fortnite have a better anti-cheat than Valve.
No, yeah.
Or CSGO, I should clarify. For those of you who don't know, CSGO is a competitive shooter. And the anti-cheat in that game is so bad that there can be cheaters hitting headshots only through walls with snipers. Shooting other people in the head through, 3 walls. And the game doesn't detect that as cheating. They spend the entire game killing people through walls. They don't kill people normally once. And, like, yeah, in a shooter game, you'll get a couple wall bangs per match, but getting 100% headshot wall bangs, that should like instantly be banned.
Yeah.
The anti-cheat in that game should
Like, I legitimately believe their anti-cheat would be fine if it, like, took like, the amount of reports that you need to get something to Overwatch, kick the player with, like, hey, listen, you're going to be temporarily banned until an Overwatch case picks you up, which should be fast, because people love doing Overwatch cases on CSGO.
Yeah, sometimes I run out. I've been trying to do more Overwatch cases, which also to clarify, because I feel bad since we're trying to harbor both a comedy and gaming community.
And right now we're only talking about gaming.
Yeah, you can, in CSGO, as a player, look at cases where people may or may not be cheating and determine whether or not they are cheating, which will then determine whether or not they get banned.
Yeah.
So it gives the players like a say in, finding cheaters that are real and banning them, or reviewing cases where the person was just playing really good and got reported because the other team was salty.
Yeah.
And then you can save that person from getting banned where they shouldn't be.
Yeah. But, like, you could ban them for, like, an hour while they, like, are processed through Overwatch.
That might be a little harsh, though, because it's kind of like the concept of being
true.
guilty and then proven innocent.
True.
But, like, I don't know. Even Overwatch, like, I've been trying to do Overwatch cases more, and I've been trying to ban more hackers myself more.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be seen as a hypocrite.
You're like, this is such a huge problem, but I won't do anything that I can to contribute to
I complain about the hackers a lot, admittedly, so I don't want to be a hypocrite. However, it also shouldn't be my job.
Yeah,
it should be the game developer's job to ban hackers.
Well, they don't make money off of CSGO anymore.
Yeah, right. All right.
So why would they give a shit?
It bothers me. But, yeah, I really do miss those gaming sessions we used to have back in 2015, 2016. It's like, it hits me in the nostalgia, like 3 a.m. vibes. But I think we can get there again. We just need to find either a new game or a game to bond everyone over. Because now, like, half of our friend group just doesn't get online anymore.
Yeah.
Which we can't help. And the other half are off playing these weird niche games that we don't play.
Yeah.
So...
like Red Dead Redemption 2. What even is that?
Well, not that one. But...
no, but like that's like I'm not getting that for a bit just because I don't care enough.
Nor do I. I don't have the money to buy Red Dead right now, especially when Animal Crossing's coming out soon. Let's get it. And then we get really lazy about uploading episode 1, push it off, and then episode 3 comes out after Animal Crossing's released in March. Oops. That's right. We've got a while before Animal Crossing's released, I think. I forget what day in March it is, but I'm really hyped for it. And to completely change the topic, because I just remembered it, one thing we talked about before the podcast was finally getting a fish cam, because that was something we kind of memed and hinted at. We want to get like a tripod set up for either this fish tank, or when this one finally has fish in it.
It'll be a bit.
I love the fact that we have an entire aquarium with nothing in our background for 3 episodes now.
Yeah. Well,
it's my favorite part of the set.
Listen, I get 30% off livestock in March.
Okay, well.
Because
I get Animal Crossing in March, Zach buys fish.
This will be a great time.
Anyways, but yeah, so like either when this one has fish in it, we're going to do the fish cam on this tank. The only problem with that would be we can't really record it in real time.
Tape a GoPro to my head.
Yeah. We can't really record it in real time because you're in the way. Yeah. So if we do a fish cam on that aquarium, it would be like an hour of fish cam recorded at a separate time, and then we would just interject it at like funny points or, duller moments in the podcast. Or we could record this one at the same time as we record the podcast. So like when you see the blue fish, because I know only about half this tank is in frame. So when you see the blue fish come into frame, we could cut to the exact same time on fish cam that happens. So it looks... what's the word I'm looking for here?
Nice.
That's a 4-letter basic bitch word.
Oh, nice, dude.
Chronological. So like the fish cam is chronological with the actual podcast. But we don't know yet. I mean, we have the tripod for it. And we have another phone.
Oh no, dude, that sounds like a lot.
I can't wait. And I hope. I mean, I'm not going to be upset if we don't get like any Patreon donations. But if we do, I cannot wait to use that money to upgrade the set. Because like, for those of you who are suspicious, and which is fair, because a lot of Patreon and like, what are the other donation sites?
Coffee.
Yeah, I was more thinking of like the ones where you submit like a, homemade
like
movie.
Kickstarter?
Yeah, Kickstarter. That was the one I was thinking of. Like a lot of Kickstarters and like coffee accounts, Patreon accounts. Indiegogo, that's a throwback. I haven't heard that one in a while. A lot of them end up being nothing. So people waste their money on no return.
Yeah.
And therefore, people have the right to be suspicious of those accounts. Like, I want to assure people, we don't plan on using any of the money for profit until we are 100% happy with the set.
Yep.
And for me, 100% happy with the set means at the very least 3 cameras and 1 more mic, if not 2 better mics. Not saying the Blue Yeti's a bad mic, but it's not the best for podcasts. So, like, either 1 more mic so we can both have a mic separately, or 2 better mics so we can both have a mic separately. And then after that, we won't take all the money for ourselves, but it would be nice to make a little bit of profit. I mean, it'd be nice to make a little bit eventually. But yeah, all of the money at the start is just going to improve the set. The one thing I don't think we need to improve right now is the lighting. I'm very proud of myself. That was like we have a really nice studio light, and it only cost me about $60. I'm really proud. I found a really, really nice studio light on Amazon for $60. It's very pretty. It's very white. Not Caucasian per se, but Blanco. So yeah, I think the light's the only thing we don't need to upgrade with the Patreon money. And we would use our own personal money, but 1, we don't have a lot of that, as we said before. And 2, we kind of already used a lot of our own personal money to set this up.
Kind of am using my own personal money for like the fish stuff, but that's also for me, so it doesn't really count.
All right, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But it is technically an upgrade.
But like, to be fair, that studio light I have only bought for the podcast. I haven't used it for anything else. So realistically,
I used it for a stream once and went blind.
Realistically, I've already sunk $60 into the podcast, and we haven't made anything yet.
Yeah.
So like, we are putting in some of our own money, but we are trying to avoid that. High key. And we're also deep into this podcast and haven't touched a single topic yet.
Fantastic.
Similar last time. That's honestly not a bad thing, though.
No, yeah.
Because
if we can ad-lib most of it.
Yeah. Some of the podcasts I watch that are from more unknown or like lower level kind of creators have that vibe of just like, it has almost like a block structure.
We have to go through our notes.
To topic. I want this to be more friendly, casual. I mean, we said in the introductory episode that it was just kind of going to be us shooting the shit and like just having conversations that we do as friends because, I don't mean to sound all high and mighty, egotistical, but I think, and we've said this before we even had the idea of a starting podcast, that our conversations were podcast worthy enough. Yeah. So we might as well be recording them. Especially car podcasts, which we want to do next episode.
Hopefully.
We said we were going to do it in the 2nd or 3rd episode, and here we are, sitting in a basement. But we're hoping for episode 4 or 5. The only real reason we haven't done it is not because we don't have, the ability to. The recording and audio we figured out already. It's just we haven't had anywhere to drive lately. No. We haven't had a reason to, spend gas money.
We could do a late night Walmart run tomorrow.
Maybe. But, so the car podcast, because that's how we enunciate, should be coming soon. And those will be, I'd say between I'd say 2 every 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Give or take. Like sometimes it'll be 1 every 10 episodes on a, busy set of months where we're driving places. It could be 3 or 4 every 10 episodes. The only reason we don't want the car podcasts to become the majority is 1, the name is Basement Boys.
Yeah.
2, gas money.
My car is parked in a basement.
And 3, even though we figured out the audio and visual, like audio and video for those, they don't look as nice.
No, yeah.
So I prefer to stay in the set we built, personally. Built's a strong word. I mean, it's just a basement with soundproofing taped up and decorations in the background.
Yeah. Soundproofing, which is like bowing as shit, by the way.
Yeah, I don't...
Every single piece, and I don't understand it because it shouldn't.
Yeah, we use duct tape. Like,
it shouldn't contract and expand that way either.
The only, like, stronger solution is glue, which we can't do.
No, yeah.
Because that'll fuck up the wallpaper. Or at least the paint. I don't know why I said wallpaper. I mean...
Because the paint is like wallpaper.
Pretty much. I put up posters in my room with the, like, 3M Extreme double-sided tape. The, like, much more, like, sticky and, I can't think of any other synonyms. I put a poster up on that, and I'm like, oh, I don't want that poster to go there. So I tried pulling it off, and just paint came with it.
Yeah.
So, like, I had realized my mistake a little too late because I already put up about half of the posters in my room. But I then put up the other half of the posters in my room with just, like, Scotch tape because I was scared. And when we move out, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to have to buy paint the same color as the walls to fix the inevitable problem that my room will be and the posters will create.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I kind of like my room here. It's much better than my last apartment, which was the size of a closet.
Yeah, I've legitimately used closets bigger than that.
I know. I don't know. I mean, it's comfy, and, like, my bed fits now, which is great, even though I don't wake up ever, which is kind of a lie. Like, the last month or two, especially during winter break, I had the problem of not waking up to alarms. And, like, it wasn't even, I would wake up and turn them off because I was tired. It had gotten past that point to where I was waking up at 3 p.m., never remembering turning them off, but they were off, which means, like...
You basically, in your sleep, reached out and were like, dismiss.
Like, I had memorized the muscle, like, movements for how to turn them off and was doing them in my sleep subconsciously, which was crazy. But that doesn't really remain true. I gotta brag here, humble brag. In the last, like, 5 days, I've gone to bed roughly the same time and woken up roughly the same time. Like, I fixed my sleep schedule, and I want to keep it that way. So, like, I pulled an all-nighter, and then after that all-nighter into the next day, went to bed around midnight. So for the last 5 days since, I've been going to bed around midnight and waking up at 8 every day. Now, the last 2 days, I've been waking up around 7:50 before my alarms even go off. I mean, yesterday even, I forgot to set alarms. So I woke up, saw I was laid out, and got really scared because I thought I missed class. But no, I was chill because I woke up at like 7:50, as I said. So, like, I'm very proud of myself right now because I went from going to bed between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. for like a month straight to now in the last 5 days going to bed at 12 and waking up at 8. And it feels good. Like, I have so much more energy, mostly because I'm getting like 6 more hours of sleep every night. And I'm actually waking up when I want to wake up on time and not subconsciously half asleep turning off my alarms, which is also nice. I'm very proud. I mean, you can relate because you kind of have the same situation.
Yeah, I basically had a period of time in my life where I wouldn't wake up to an alarm, so I went out and bought like a silent alarm clock, like watch, that essentially shocks the shit out of you until you get up and do like 20 jumping jacks. And
that's just legit too.
Then I started sleeping through that.
Ooh. I remember being in the kitchen once, making breakfast, and I could hear it shocking you from the kitchen upstairs.
Yeah.
So, like, that's a real shock.
Yep.
And you started sleeping. You didn't tell me before that you were sleeping through it now.
I was.
Not anymore?
I haven't worn it in a minute.
How are you waking up then?
I think I finally, like, got it to condition me to, like, wake up on time to an alarm.
Okay. I respect it. Because it like I said, I was starting to get to that point where I was looking up on Amazon, like, some intense options, like shocking myself to wake up because I was just sleeping through my alarms. But I've been chill. These last 5 days. I'm hoping it stays that way. I'm hoping by the time we record the next podcast, I'm not already screwing myself with sleep. But I don't know. I mean, I have hopes. But my sleep schedule never seems to stay the same. Ever.
No, yeah.
I don't know. I wrote down here, and I kind of forgot what it meant for a short second, and then instantly kind of laughed and also got sad. Because the next topic is about my writing class, and I didn't write anything else. And I forgot what happened in my writing class. But you have been watching the show You, or at least did you finish You?
I'm not done with You yet. I'm
Okay.
2 episodes out, but I don't want to watch it with Cheyenne in case I do decide it's worthy of watching with Cheyenne. So I've not seen any of it for like a week and a half.
Yeah, okay. So, that Netflix show has a character in the first season that's like the stereotypical English snob that's super like high and mighty and way too into it. And just, it's the thing that makes me hate other English majors as an English major myself. However, it's something I had never experienced in person. And like you've watched the show recently. I have not watched it in a while. So like you could probably describe her character in that show better than I can.
Shit, I'm on the spot now.
It's what do you mean on the
she's
spot?
She's very like uptight and like oh, I'm a writer. I write.
Yeah. So, I'd never experienced that in real life until this semester.
Oh, no.
Where I have a writing studies class, and this one girl in the class is just too into it. And she tries to make things sound so abstract and deep, and it pisses me off. Like, when I initially wrote this topic, where was I? Oh, yeah, so we were doing a discussion. I forgot I had to cut this part out because of the water pipes. We were doing a discussion on what writing is like, and you had to give a comparison of what writing is like for you. So mine was writing is like listening to music, just like something basic. Hers was so extreme. It was writing is just life, and it got so deep and abstract, and I was just standing there getting so mad, like.
Just walk out of class.
I could feel the blood just kind of go through my body a little bit faster than it should be. And then today, bro, I'm honestly glad
that we pushed it back this far.
That we pushed episode 3 back to being recorded today, because I have another example which just makes the story better.
Great. Fantastic. We love that.
We were talking about, and this is a pretty basic writing class, which honestly is fun for me because as I'm getting deeper and deeper into my college career, my writing classes are getting more and more intense and difficult. But this writing class is pretty basic. So today's discussion in class was the 7 elements of writing that my teacher had at least discovered. It wasn't like a textbook thing. It was just something he had.
He was like, all right, guys, this is what I feel like.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm high as fuck right now.
And he wanted us to like raise our hands and say which ones applied to our writing. And some of them were like time, technology, etc. And one was environment, which immediately, like, for me, I was like, hey, I will write like super serious school stuff either at my desk at home or in like a study room at the library.
Yeah.
But I'll write creative stuff really wherever, preferably like outdoors. Which is what you would think of when...
Yeah, when your teacher says environment.
Yeah. This girl goes, well, for me, environment applies most to my writing. And by environment, I mean my internal environment. Oh. Now you see, Zach. I became Helen Keller for 2 seconds. I was so mad to hear that and have to listen to that. I was all 3 of the blind mice wrapped up into one. The anger had just removed all of my senses except for hate.
Except for hate.
I was so pissed. And like, it kind of made sense. What she said too, because she's like, well, I have to be like in the right emotional and mental state to write. And that makes sense
for
if she said it that way.
No, yeah.
But she didn't.
My 7 chakrams have to align for me to be able to write.
Oh. It was basically that. It was the super abstract, wanna be deep, but honestly isn't even
They
that
don't know
deep
how to be deep.
version of saying I have to be in an emotionally sound place to write. That would have been a simple way of putting it. Why she didn't say that was fine, but and just like it bothers me, man, because I'm not trying to call anyone out. I'm not trying to like say I hate this girl, but I hate the way she goes about speaking.
There's a certain point where you just like have to be self-aware enough to like understand that you're not that special or deep.
Well, like I'm not gonna take anything away from her. I'm not trying to say like she's like fake intelligent. She seems intelligent, but like it's a 200 level class. Everyone else is given some pretty like basic and personal, like by personal I mean like just kind of like fun answers, like what they do with their writing. And you're over here talking about your like sixth sense and how writing is like your life. It's just too much.
I can't write unless I've gone into the avatar state, dude.
It's too much. And it doesn't help that I have a little break before that class. So I go and get food on campus, eat as much as my stomach will allow me. So I'm slow, groggy, kind of upset, mostly at myself for, getting fatter and fatter each day. But like, I've eaten so much before that class that I feel like out of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm already like mentally not at my best.
and then this shit happens.
Yeah. Oh, it makes me angry. It makes me really angry. What? I thought there was another... Did you...
I scrolled down.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, like, where did all of my topics go?
There were 3.
Your computer's one job is to look at topics for the podcast.
Yes.
And you just scrolled past all of mine, and I
scrolled
scared.
past one of your 3.
Okay. Well, fine. If you think topics...
I don't think my topics are better. I just thought you could transition to your bottom topic, but now it's too late for that.
No, let's talk about one of your topics. We've only been doing my topics. I want you to loudly, and look at Audacity when you do it, loudly say one of your topics.
Fuck. Alright, so let me pick one. I almost fucking died on the way home from work, like, the other day. Because, you know how, like, where Brian works, you come down, like, one side of a divided highway. Mm-hmm. So the highway's divided. This lady turns right onto that, like, part of the highway we're on that you can only turn left onto.
Oh, no.
And starts coming down the left lane, which I put myself in because I have to turn left at the end of that bit of the highway. Mm-hmm. So I put myself in the left lane to avoid having to merge later. And she starts, like, blasting her horn at me, and I'm just like, what do you...
It's a one-lane highway. Well, like, in some ways, I get it, because when I started living here in the dorms, the highway was 2 lanes, and they only recently made it, like, one way, like, separate, basically, roads. It's the same highway, but separate roads.
Yeah.
And then each are one-way roads.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
That was, like, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. Like, figure it out.
No, and she just, like, she's looking at me like I'm the asshole. And then she realized and, like, turned off. And I'm just, like...
Yeah, I know. That road is dangerous. Because I've seen people do that. Not, like, bad enough where they started going the wrong way on that highway in my direction.
Yeah, but, like...
But I've witnessed it from afar. And it's weird, too. Because, like, the highway's only separated into 2 one-way highways.
It's like a mile and a half.
Yeah, a short period of time.
Not even.
Just for that, like, shopping center and some more...
Yeah.
Kind of like farmland
like
and shops.
Town and shit beyond it.
Yeah. But that's hilarious.
No, but, like, we weren't even to the shopping center yet. She just came out in, like, part of the town at, like, a mechanic shop or whatever. And then turned back into the laundromat or something. Respect. Like, not even a block down, so... But it's, like... the fact that I had to actively change my speed is kind of what got me. Because it's, like, I'm trying to, like... I kind of, like, race other cars. I don't know if they know, but, like, I race other cars. Especially if they're assholes. So, like, if some asshole passes me on the right lane, fuck off. That's not the passing lane.
Mm-hmm.
So,
give me your phone. Keep talking. Log into your phone. I'm sorry I interrupted this story. But I realized that I wanted to look up my next topic word for word because it's a Reddit post. Keep talking, though.
So anyway, I, like, had to fucking... I lost my train of thought. Fuck.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
It's 100% my fault.
But, like, so I, like, race other cars, is what I think I was saying. And, like, if someone, like, drives like an asshole or whatever, I'll try to get to my, like, location faster than they, like, where I'm going faster, like, where we divide.
You are kind of an aggressive driver.
I am a very aggressive driver. Kind of is like what did you really gain here? By passing me in the right lane and weaving in and out of traffic. And 9 times out of 10, I make it. That time, I made it, but I almost, like, lost it because of this lady.
I mean, I'm on your side. I want to be on your side. But that addition only made me less on your side.
I feel
like,
that.
Admitting
that I was in the like I was probably going, like, 40 and a 35 at the time. Which is, like, still acceptable. The cops won't pull you over for it. At least in my area.
So I was going to find a different r/relationship advice post because I'd found it yesterday. I thought it was funny and I wanted to talk about it, but I couldn't remember the word for word post and I wanted to find it again. I found a different one, but it's better.
Fantastic.
Because I can relate. So this is the first edition. I'm so excited, man. First edition
reading
subreddits on this podcast, which I want to be a reoccurring bit in almost every episode.
Yeah.
So, this relationship post says, I am an 18 male and am getting back together with my ex, 20 female, who's 20 and a female. I am unsure if she's starting to see someone else. Oh boy. I read that and thought, did my half-asleep subconscious self write this post last night before I woke up at 7:50? But let me read the post first and then I'll relate and respond. So, after getting back together with my ex, I found out she's been hanging out with some other guy and I'm unsure what to think. I've been with my girlfriend for about 2 years, give or take, and we both attend the same university and come from the same area, yada yada yada. So, they break up a lot. The most recently being around Christmas, and her reasoning apparently was very understandable, as I was not treating her well due to her grudge. A little toxic, but at least you're self-aware. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they, like, on and off for 5 years. I think I said that. So, they're getting back together now, and hanging out a lot again. And he says things have been fantastic. Oh, this is... I wrote this last night.
No.
The time I spent apart from her really put things into perspective for me, and I've been making sure I treat her the best that I can. We are, however, in a somewhat undefined classification.
What?
Listen. I want to make love with this man. Because I am this man. And it's unclear whether or not they're officially dating yet, whether or not there's a title. Wow, this is a long-ass post, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ, are you, like, dating the girl from my writing studies class? Lord have mercy.
He is the girl from your writing
studies class. Callback from 10 minutes ago, baby.
Has it really been 10 minutes?
We're killing this podcast game. I have no clue. So a couple days ago, I was using her laptop to do homework when she got a text from unfamiliar guy's name. Wouldn't have cared that much, but it's something along the lines of, can't wait to go out with you again. I hate myself for doing this, but I clicked on the message and read their conversation. I know this is probably a huge red flag to most of you, and I totally understand if you think I'm an awful person for doing so. Again,
oh, great, cool.
Self-aware. I get it. This part I don't so much relate with. I'm not that kind of person. I don't go through other people's stuff. I don't know what possesses me to do things like snoop through my significant other's messages. I guess I'm just terrified of finding out she's seeing someone else. Anyways, it turns out she met some guy at the bar. And she's... Wait, what? Listen, for someone who likes to write a lot, you're jumping over the place here, brother. We're jumping over plot holes like they're... Alright, All right, so he's given her some rides from class. He looked up his Instagram, and he doesn't attend the same university as this couple. But he's about the same age as the girlfriend, who, if you remember, is 2 years younger than the boyfriend in this post. And apparently very jacked. I don't know why you included that. That's only going to make you look worse. So he says here, I have had a conversation about her with how things are looking in terms of the future and how I've been extremely happy spending time with her. She said she was happy too and would love to go to dinner with me as well. So I'm torn. He ends the post pretty much saying, am I overanalyzing things? I can't talk to her about him. A, because that would reveal the gross snooping I did. And B, we aren't technically dating 100% at this point. And yeah, that's way better than the post I found yesterday. Thank you. I also turned your ringer off because it was making noises when I tried to type.
Yeah, all good.
So here's the deal. In sophomore year of college, I'm not going to say in an on and again, off again relationship because we only broke up once and got back together. But we broke up once, coincidentally, over winter break, like that relationship, and got back together, coincidentally, when this next semester started in spring. And I thought things were chill. I thought things were great. Was living my best life. And then about 2 weeks into us getting back together, going into, phase 2 of the relationship, if you will, she tells me that she went on a date with another guy a couple of days ago. And I'm like, what? I thought she was joking. And she's like, yeah, we went out to dinner. And I'm like, but we're dating. She's like, well, I thought, we were kind of, taking it slow and slowly getting back into things. Slowly, reforming our relationship. And I still didn't know it was a joke, so I was almost kind of responding in, a douchey, playful way. But because she wasn't joking, it just came off as douchey. I was like, I asked you out 2 weeks ago. And I find out she's, at this point, I'm convinced she's not joking. And she is starting to backtrack. Starting to reel it back. And, almost all of that post, except for, Snooping and being self-aware, toxic, in the relationship, is pretty much the same that happened to me. My girlfriend at the time went on a date with another guy, and, she was backtracking it, apologizing. She could tell I was pissed off. And she was, very apologetic, and said to me that she had only hugged him at the end of the date. Which I believed, maybe wrongly so, continued to date her, only to then have arguably... Ooh, that was like a hiccup burp. Gotta love it. Arguably the worst, most toxic, and overall most damaging for my psyche end to a relationship later. Which is why, looking back, I really should have just ended it there when she admitted she went on a date with another guy.
Yeah.
2 weeks into us dating. But, we can't change the past. And it really does bother me still, even though I'm now in a happy relationship, because, I don't think I'll ever know for sure whether or not she was lying. Because, there were other things that were lied about in that relationship, and I'm not going to try to make it seem like holier than thou. I wasn't a perfect person either, but I feel like I do a very good job of avoiding lying in a relationship. I'm maybe toxic in other ways. For example, therapy hour. I think I want to be pursued too much, which is something I've corrected and have not brought into my current relationship. But one of the toxic things I did in that past relationship was, we got in a fight once, and I just kind of walked out of the room because I wanted her to come after me, which I'm not saying this to be stereotypical, but just to address the stereotype, not to reconfirm the stereotype, is not something usually the guy does. But I want to be pursued. I want to be wanted. And it was almost a little bit too much in that relationship to the point where it was toxic. And I've now dialed that back. But I said, I don't think I lied or... I will say from my perspective, I was less toxic than my significant other at that time. And like I said, there were other lies said in that relationship that make me question whether or not she only hugged him at the end of that date was also a lie. And because, like, there's no doubt, like, there's no way around it. Like, she emotionally cheated on me. Yeah, it was only 2 weeks into our relationship, but we had dated before.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're starting fresh. It's not like there's no emotional connection there. We dated before, and I asked her out. I asked her to be my girlfriend. Actually. And then 2 weeks later, at the very least, she emotionally cheated on me. And if she was lying, which I'm going to, I've moved on. I'm over it. Especially because...
Sounds so over it.
No, like, seriously, though.
No, yeah.
Like, I had to before I got in another relationship. And I told my current girlfriend this, like... And it was one of the reasons I didn't ask her out immediately after meeting her, even though I wanted to, because I knew I was, like, super into her. I was super, like, falling for her. I had to take some time to myself to, like, make sure I was 100% emotionally and mentally over my last relationship so that I did not carry any of that baggage into my new relationship. But yeah, it was very interesting because at the least, she emotionally cheated on me. If it was more than a hug, physically cheated on me. But I will never know. And, that's... I've considered some options. Emailed the Mythbusters. Haven't heard back yet. I'm pretty sure Jamie's dead.
He might be. He should be at this point.
I know the zany one, who I can't remember his name. Adam. He has, like, a YouTube channel now. And it's actually kind of dope.
Fuck.
It's kind of dope. But...
We gotta find Adam on the tube now. I hated myself for that. I really do.
I know he has a YouTube channel now, and he's doing a lot of stuff still. But I'm pretty sure, like, Jamie's either dead or has face paint on in this very second. As we're talking, and whoever listens to this, anyone out there listening, I don't care what date, what time, what region you're listening, at this very second, Jamie has face paint on and is hunting boar in Mongolia. Like... Those are the two options.
Perpetually.
Him and his, like, fully naked except for that hat he wore on the show. Right? Fully naked. Just face paint, maybe some, like, chest paint, and that hat with a nice little spear, copper tip on the front.
Copper.
And, later tonight...
I accept it.
Later tonight, he's going to be cooking that boar, roasting it over an open fire. And honestly, I'd be down for that. It's much better than the campus food I've been eating lately.
Boar.
Oh, man. I'm really excited. What is female bodybuilders and why is it a topic you wrote?
Okay, so Cheyenne and I were talking about this when we almost died on the way home.
It better be good because this is how we're ending the podcast.
Fuck. It's not.
Oh, no.
Female bodybuilders are, like, weirdly shaped. Like, all bodybuilders are weirdly shaped, but, like, female bodybuilders,
save.
Especially
so
freak
close
me
to being
out.
Sexist.
Yeah, because it's like I never in my life have thought female and pictured just like this jacked, totally shredded, like, human being. I don't really picture it for, like, men either, but I've seen male bodybuilders. But Cheyenne mentioned how weird they look. And, like, I looked it up and was legitimately scared. Like, their pecs, more often than not, are bigger than their boobs. And I don't know how stuff like that
Wait, how does that work? I actually never thought about it. I want to see a picture right now. Not for the boobs, only for the pecs. If I see a titty, I'm going to be pissed. I'm a Christian man. I actually never thought about that. Like, the fact that their pecs are different than their boobs. Oh, my God.
I'll send this to you so you can throw it up.
So the whole time you were talking... I was trying to avoid making sexist jokes. Oh, I'm not going to put that lady's face on blast. Maybe
don't put it. Just cover her face up.
Maybe her chest. Maybe I'll put that up on screen. But, like, oh my God, I've never thought about that. Nor have I really seen that before.
This one especially. It's terrifying, right?
Their pecs are literally like an entire different. Not even body part, but an entire different living being.
Yeah, honestly.
And then there's a boob there, like, kind of underneath it, but also on
hanging
top
of
it. It's like diagonal on the peg.
It's scary.
What the hell? I don't know why this is a new thing for me.
I don't know either, but it, like, Cheyenne just mentioned it, and it, like, I never want to think about it again, and I can't stop thinking about it.
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
I know.
I mean, this is the perfect way to end the podcast. But I'm genuinely not going to be able to sleep tonight.
No, yeah. I don't, and that's like... it's... All bodybuilders are freaky, but like...
100%.
Boob on pec is doubly freaky.
Yeah. Especially because like some of those pictures you were showing me was like not even the boob, not even like the breast on top of the pec, but like half on, half
hanging off.
So now
pec.
the breast is like diagonal.
Like here's where the pec end, and then that's the boob.
It's like a house built on a hill.
Yeah, no, except it's the worst 1,000,000 times.
Okay, well, I mean, that's where we're ending it, I guess.
Fuck.
I'm apologizing again, like I did at the beginning of the episode, because this episode's a little short, but if the mic picked it up, I don't know. However, our dog is whining because we need to go feed him dinner. We're about 15 minutes late on that, my bad.
Oh, that's not bad.
We should have fed him.
I thought we were like an hour.
We should have fed him before the podcast, but yeah, we're going to go feed our dog dinner and play with him, and we will see you all next week. Make sure to check out our social media platforms, which will be in the description, the podcast's social media platforms, as well as the other platforms you can watch and listen to the podcast on if you don't prefer YouTube. I'm saying that like everyone's watching on YouTube and no one's listening. Just check out all the different platforms in the YouTube description, and depending on the platform you're listening to, you can see all the other platforms
in the description of that platform.
You know,
hopefully.
I would list them off right now, but we still haven't even uploaded episode 1 because we're trying to record the first couple episodes in bulk. So when we do have an official list of platforms this podcast is on, as well as social medias this podcast is on, I'll be listing them at the end of the episodes. So apologies for the vagueness. But yeah, just don't be a bodybuilder.